Another Friday, another episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to talk about. Welcome to Spooky Families. I'm Sarah. For more spooky content, give us a follow. Today we're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 6 of Buffy called The Pack. Now, if you've not watched my Buffy videos, there are going to be spoilers ahead. This episode starts off at the zoo. There's a hyena exhibit that is currently closed, and we see this group of bullies take this kid Lance into this closed hyena exhibit. So Xander goes in. What they don't realize is that there are markings on the floor, and suddenly all of their eyes start to glow. And then there is some laughter. Next, we're at the Bronze, and Buffy and Willow are having a conversation about how Willow has a crush on Xander. When the bullies make fun of somebody, Xander also laughs along with them. Next scene, Principal Flutie is seen chasing this pig through the school, which is apparently their new mascot. His name is Herbert. He is so adorable. I love this pig. Willow confronts Xander, who is a huge jerk. The bullies and Xander go to where Herbert is, and they talk about having lunch. Buffy comforts Willow, and she starts to know that Xander is not in his right mindset. So she tells Giles. Giles is like, he's just a boy. This is what happens. But they're not convinced, and so Giles starts to do some research. While doing this research, he finds out that there is a group called the Primals, and they sort of worship animals and want the spirit of the animal inside of them. The next scene, we find out that Herbert has been eaten, and it's so sad. Then they realize that they need to get Xander out of the situation, so they go ahead and they lock him in the library. Willow stays with Xander. The bullies then confront and attack Principal Flutie, and then they try and go and get Xander. That means that they go into the library where Willow is, and they start to attack her. Thankfully, Buffy and Giles are on their way back. They try and get the bullies and Xander to all go back to the zoo. When they go back to the zoo, they realize that the zookeeper was in on it the entire time. He is a primal. He does manage to get the spirit of the hyenas in him. And when he does that, he goes ahead and he attacks everyone. Buffy ends up throwing him into the pit. And we get a final scene where Buffy, Xander, and Willow are all talking. Xander asks if he did anything that he should regret, and they say, no, you're totally fine. Honestly, this episode to me is a little clunky. It is a great Monster of the Week episode, though. You interested? Join us next week for another episode of Buffy, and as always, stay spooky, my friends.